Jacob Cole returned after 10 years. The boy who left Bitter Creek an orphan had come back as a gunslinger. He walked straight into the saloon. Every card game stopped. Glasses froze mid-air. Silence swallowed the room. At the bar stood Sheriff William Harker, gray mustache, heavy frame, and the badge that once belonged to Jacob's father. Harker smirked. "Well, well, Cole's boy. Thought you'd never crawl back." Jacob's voice cut through the quiet. "I didn't crawl. I came for answers." The sheriff chuckled, sipping whiskey. "Your father's been gone a long time, buried and forgotten. You stir trouble here, and you'll join him." Jacob stepped closer, his hand brushing the badge in his pocket. His father's badge. 10 years, Sheriff. 10 years I've hunted, asked, listened. Every trail ends here. With you." Harker's grin faltered. The saloon gasped. Jacob Cole wasn't a boy anymore. He was a man with one purpose: to bury his father's killer. Word spread fast. Jacob Cole was back. But the townsfolk avoided his eyes. Fear clung to them like dust. At the blacksmith's, old Tom Fletcher whispered, "Jacob, your father didn't die by outlaws. He was ambushed, shot from behind. And Harker, he took the badge before the body was cold." At night, Jacob sat alone, staring at the tarnished badge. His father's voice echoed in memory. "A badge means justice, son, not power." The next morning, Jacob confronted Harker in the street. "Tell me who pulled the trigger," the sheriff sneered. "Careful. Ask the wrong question, and you might not like the answer." Before Jacob could reply, a shot rang out, a warning bullet into the dirt at his feet. Harker's deputies stood on the rooftop, rifles ready. The sheriff grinned. "Go back to your horse, boy, or you'll leave town in a coffin." But Jacob didn't flinch. "I buried my father once, Sheriff. I'm not afraid to bury another." The street went silent. For the first time, the sheriff's eyes showed fear. That night, Jacob met Sarah Miller, the schoolteacher who once loved him. She trembled as she spoke. "Jacob, it wasn't just Harker. Your father was betrayed by his own deputy. He trusted the wrong man." Jacob's jaw tightened. "Who?" Her eyes watered. "Deputy Kane. He shot your father in the back, and Harker covered it up." Jacob stormed into Kane's cabin. The deputy sat drunk, guilt etched in his face. "Jacob," Kane whispered, "I didn't mean to. Harker promised me the badge. I was weak." Jacob pressed his revolver to Kane's forehead. "You killed my father for a badge?" Tears streamed down Kane's face. "I never wore it. Harker kept it for himself. Please, end it." The gunshot echoed. Kane's sins were buried that night, but Jacob knew the real devil still wore his father's star. The next day, Jacob confronted Harker in front of the town. "Your deputy confessed. He killed my father for you." The sheriff barked a laugh. "And you believed a drunk traitor. Your father wasn't the saint you think he was." Jacob's eyes narrowed. "Speak." Harker leaned in, voice dripping poison. "Your father found out about my dealings. He wanted to expose me, so I had him silenced. Law isn't about truth, boy. It's about power, and now I have it." The crowd gasped. Women cried. Men muttered curses. Jacob's voice thundered. "Power built on blood is nothing but rot. Today, Sheriff, it ends." Harker drew his gun. Jacob's hand hovered over his holster. The town square braced for war. The duel began. Harker fired first. Jacob rolled, the bullet grazing his arm. He fired back, missed by an inch. The crowd scattered, screaming. The sheriff roared, unloading his revolver. Bullets splintered wood, shattered windows. Jacob ducked behind a water trough. Then, silence. Both men with one bullet left. Jacob stepped out. "This is for my father." Harker grinned, sweat dripping. Like father, like son. You'll die begging. The guns roared at once. When the smoke cleared, Harker lay in the dirt, clutching his chest, blood soaking the badge he had stolen. Jacob staggered forward, bleeding but alive. He pried the star from Harker's vest and clenched it tight. Justice had been served. By his hand. Days later, the town buried Sheriff Matthew Cole's badge in honor. The gallows was torn down. Bitter Creek was free. Sarah found Jacob at his father's grave. You did it. You avenged him. Jacob shook his head. No, I buried Harker. But vengeance doesn't bring peace. It just ends a war. He placed both badges, his father's and Harker's blood-stained star, on the grave. Justice belongs here, not on a man's chest, but in a town's heart. As Jacob mounted his horse to ride out, Sarah called after him. Where will you go? He tipped his hat. Wherever justice is hiding. He rode into the horizon, leaving Bitter Creek with a final lesson. Sometimes revenge feels like justice, but true justice is when no man ever needs revenge again. If you were in Jacob's place, would you have taken revenge or let the law decide? Tell me in the comments below